At last, the second part of that question is, what do you think about the absolute need of the hour? Like right now, what are the steps that businesses can take?
So we are focused on businesses and the private sector, but I still think I would like to come back to in terms of absolute need. The absolute need of the hour, I think, is a focus on people and a profound role for compassion,
Yes.
both in the business sector and policy responses to deal with businesses and people.
Yes.
So let me present my view that the focus has to be on managing the health effects of the pandemic. The economic effects are important, and I know there's a momentum to quickly open up the economy. But I must caution that any efforts that require or that support a very quick reversal to the normal may never be able to reverse back to the normal. That is, the policy will have limited effect.
Limited effect.
The issue of demand needs to be resolved for the economy to come back to a near normal. Demand can only be restored by restoring consumer confidence, investor confidence,
Yes.
which will happen in an environment when the health effects of the pandemic have been controlled and mitigated away. I don't think the focus should be anything else. It has to be on health.
It has to be.
But there is a role of policy, right? There's a role of policy, and we cannot undermine or discount the role of the economy.
Yes.
So I think for policymakers in India and elsewhere, and let me speak generally about the developing world, is to use this time judiciously for reforms. Systematic reforms which address the traditional challenges that businesses were facing related to operational matters, matters of credit, right? Insolvency procedures, there's so many. So it's time to improve on the traditional barriers that have been imposed on businesses, but also recognizing that the same issues are now much more magnified, and hence reforms are even more needed on an immediate basis. So I think this is an opportunity. This is a window of opportunity afforded to policymakers.
Yes.
Of course, the focus was on the pandemic, and attention is towards that side. But I think policy attention also needs to plan for recovery in the near term. So I think that's my typology of focus. First, health, based on compassion, and second, the economy, again, based on compassion.
Yes, because indeed it's a very difficult time for the policymakers, like to focus on lives or the economy, and we have to manage the balance in both the world.
Right, and this is so it is a type of trade-off. It is a type of challenge. This also reveals for your audience the challenges of policy making. There are several trade-offs. In fact, every action in policy is a matrix of trade-offs.
Yes.
But despite that, there are certain principles that one must ascribe to, and which is why I was emphasizing the principle of compassion in managing the health issue, because that is the root cause of the problem. The root cause has to be addressed, and I think that's a lesson that I would like to share with your audience.
Yes, indeed. So thank you so much, sir, for coming to our show, and it was a very enriching session.